But first, here's what's hot, brought to you by JMMB Group, your best interest at heart. Olympic champion and businessman Usain Bolt has reportedly been appointed to Supreme Ventures' board of directors. Bolt, who has won 8 Olympic gold medals, has launched several businesses since retiring from athletics. According to a release from Mayberry Investments, his appointment took effect on Friday, June 16. Supreme Ventures is the dominant player in Jamaica's betting, gaming, and lotteries industry. The company also operates across the Caribbean and recently got approval to operate in Ghana. The International Monetary Fund says Jamaica has so far overperformed on the targets and benchmarks that were set for the Precautionary and Liquidity Line agreement. The agreement, which was reached in March, would see the government accessing approximately $967 million to help offset any potential risks, including those from extreme weather events. The IMF said the country's international reserves have continued to increase and that the country has made changes to bring the anti-money laundering and combating the financing of terrorism framework in line with international best practices. According to the IMF, the country is also said to have access to $255 million under the Resilience and Sustainability Facility by completing various climate change reforms. Chairman of the NCB Financial Group, Michael Lee Chin, last week sold off more than 22 million shares in the company. NCB announced the sale on the JSE's website last week. Lee Chin reportedly earned $1.5 billion from the sale. According to a statement from NCB, the shares account for less than 1% of NCBFG's total outstanding shares. Outstanding shares are those that are held by shareholders. NCB emphasized that Lee Chin remains the company's majority shareholder and is committed to maintaining this status. This is the latest in a string of asset sales by the businessman. Speaking on Taking Stock recently, Lee Chin explained that he is currently rebalancing his portfolio as he places his focus behind 2 new passion projects. NCBFG ended trading down almost 2% for the week, closing at $66.65. The Bank of Jamaica says some $11 billion worth of the new polymer banknotes were issued last week. According to the BOJ, the new banknote series will gradually replace the $228 billion worth of old notes that were in circulation as of June 14. The central bank said the new notes made up 56% of the total value of notes issued on Thursday, and this ratio will continue to increase. The BOJ also noted that it will continue to issue old notes until all ABMs are ready to accept and dispense the new notes. In the meantime, the Bank of Jamaica says it will be extending its opening hours to the public to facilitate the exchange of the old series of banknotes for the new notes. The BOJ said it will be open from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. every day until Friday, June 23, for members of the public to trade in the old notes for the new ones. Customers will need to present a valid photo, their TRN, and a source of funds documentation, such as a payslip, to exchange the cash. The BOJ emphasized that both the old and new series of banknotes will remain as legal tender until further notice. The U.S. Federal Reserve last week paused its interest rate hikes, keeping its key borrowing rate within a range of 5 to 5.25%. The Fed has raised interest rates 10 times since March 2022 to help curb inflation in the country. However, the central bank said it expects 2 additional increases before the end of the year. According to the Fed, recent data suggests that the U.S. inflation rate is slowing despite higher costs for many items. The Fed said slowing inflation coupled with positive jobs data signaled that it was a good time to take a break from hikes. What's Hot was brought to you by JMMB Group, your best interest at heart.